Kondak be transformed into Microtown as immediately Gur starts into the trait.
And how much matchup knowledge does DizzyTT have? Because there's not a lot of Adam out there, and DizzyTT we haven't seen a competition out of him.
He's tried to press 3 different things after that string. They all lost to down 3. I think he's going to learn on the fly.
Oh yeah, you're going to learn today. Down 3 is one heck of a normal.
Yeah, and DizzyTT caught not blocking low for the mid. And there's the overhead.
Conditioning.
And Gur is having his way. That is a perfect health bar. Science.
Science.
All right, push blocks the trait, wants nothing to do with it. Great reaction.
Now the trait with the plus frames, and that is the Gur special jump back, and just look at what's happening. Stare at your opponent. Like you were talking about earlier.
Baited. It's just Gur's too much, man. It's actually ridiculous right now. It's going to be forced to block that high after blocking the low, the little goose.
He's actually gotten like 6-hit combos off of what he just did too. He's always calculated. Yeah. No science pun intended right there.
DizzyTT hasn't found a singular hit here in game 1, and this is, yeah, it's...
Oh my goodness, Gur just staring him with the float underneath the dive kick, and not respecting the plus frames either. And Gur doesn't really have to. He can just simply reversal with the sweep, do anything.
How does this work? Okay, so he gets hit, but it doesn't, there's no hit animation on it.
Sweep close that out. So DizzyTT only getting a microscopic. This character is built to trigger.
All right, unblockable there on the interactable. The goo is coming, going to block all of this, keeping it safe. Plus, actually on top of it. Adam known for that. The ray gun, trying to get the job done.
Okay, so with how quick that first match went, Gur's going to look to use more of Adam's tools that he normally doesn't even use because he doesn't need them. I think that he's going to try to play some mind games with DizzyTT here.
All right,
we're going to see a lot more chemicals.
200 seconds, and DizzyTT finally gets his first full combo. Still playing the patient game very much in this one. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe you can challenge the dive kick if you get the preemptive jump on the ground pound. That'll yet to be found as we go deeper into the set. Jumps out, and that time, such a great hitbox on that jump, too, from Black Adam, hitting on all sides. And just like that, DizzyTT close to the health lead. Nice pressure, but an even better reaction from Gur, taking advantage to down 1. Spinning 2 bars a meter for the kill. Not quite.
Oh, that was a disgusting setup by Gur, and this man knows this character like the back of his hand. That was just a calculated kill.
And just on cue, the very next time he went for the ground pound, reacted with the dive kick. DizzyTT, he can't hear caliber. It's just unreal, the adaptation, but doesn't have an answer for the character power just yet as we Microtown bounce from left to right. Down 3, going under, and this is what the Adam does.
Oh my goodness, the back 3 going to oblivion here as Gur. Again, it's disruption.
Oh, you use meter for that to armor it? Sick. Oh, yeah. Down 3, I don't care.
Thank you.
All sick. No escape in that situation. Push blocks into the corner. DizzyTT fishing for it. And Gur's just walking
he's
back.
Fishing for everything right now with all the shimmin'. And nice block on the teleport, which is hard to block in and of itself. And DizzyTT, I wonder if he knows, like in those situations, just to push block it, which is a universal answer. I talk comes back, double triggering. We're going to go 2-0 now for Gur. Wonder if this is going to meet Titanium Tigers, and Gur and Tigers have probably met online quite a few times.
Oh, absolutely.
And I wonder how those sets have gone.
All right, DizzyTT, maybe
you guys
switch
know
to hell.
My memory's out the window, so.
It's okay, I got you. As the back 3 gets a continuation. Similar suits on right now. I kind of like the oh, wow. Just blue stuff into trait. Yo, you definitely have to hold what's coming next.
He almost fell onto it, too.
And I like the idea of lift to catch the jump back from Gur. He's very, he loves to escape. As good as he is up close with that down 3 and mixing up his strengths into the trait cancels, at about mid-screen, Gur's always looking to jump back and escape or catch you jumping into him with that ray gun. But a great choice there with that lift. I don't know if there's much more in the tank, though, for DizzyTT to figure it out.
You're right. He's so good at just jump back 3, jump back 3, jump back 3, get close trait, or he makes the read with the ray gun that always hits for some reason. But DizzyTT, we didn't even mention going to Green Lantern here, who he has an Evo medal with in this game.
Regular.
An iteration of this game.
And DizzyTT actually with the optimal block. Crouch blocks the down 1 and then immediately goes to stand block so that lunge doesn't go over him and lets Gur escape for free. Now the poison power, the balls, the Nickelodeon slime.
Oh my goodness.
Getting the job done all over. And DizzyTT's been around. He know about that Nickelodeon slime.
And in the corner we go. We're going some push blocking in the right direction.
Into the corner?
Oh my goodness.
And Gur keeping all of the bar. And once again, not quite the optimal blocking. Baits out the meter burn back 3, but doesn't follow up.
And like we talked about before, where he just
jumping into that meter burn ray gun so slow. Plus frames, you have to hold all of this. He only has one bar. He's going to put the faith in his defense here and doesn't get anything from it. Huge mistake from DZT, but picks it right back up on the interactable, and that was a second opportunity. Because had he gets Gurr to clash early on, if he tosses that interactable, he's in mix-up city. But, man, I'm not entirely sure what the plan is from here. Here's the poison right on top of it. Extra damage, and using that meter burn ray gun to keep DZT in place is Gurr. Just very smart.
Oh, he didn't commit. That's 2 times in this set where he could have been in a position off of that punish to kill Gurr. I mean, not get the kill himself, but the next hit could do it. Gets him up the bar, and the back one's there.
This is a huge opportunity. He may be able to kill off this. Here comes the back 3. Does he finish the entirety of the combo? Yes, lift for the knockdown. Chip damage territory. DZT working on it. Plus frames. And the block. What's it going to be?
Oh, no.
That was so godlike. What you didn't understand, he actually got the meter burn lantern out and was able to clash in the other direction. No bar, no gimmicks. Needs one touch. Big time situation for DZT. And he pops him with the overcharge.
There's the eyebrow. Oh.
All right, we'll see how far the R-Bot takes him now. And DZT's smart, not just jumping over the blue stuff because he needs to. No, he knows Gurr is waiting to bait with that ray gun, which puts you back in the situation and you lose damage on top of it. Now, looking for the teleport, no punish because it was just an empty one, and Gurr's gonna backdash there on that recovery. And to the corner we go.
Swinging for the big read. I mean, with the health deficit, you have to respect that there by DZT, and swing him with that down 2. Back into the corner, Gurr goes, gonna go with the hard knife of 2-2-3, and he does.
Ooh! And DZT's been shimmying into the back one. Pretty ambiguous stuff there on that jumping light attack, but caught pressing buttons.
Gurr with the wake up and then the weight into the down one. He didn't just wake up with it. Actually looked like a confirmation of the whiff, and really good close out there by Gurr.
He's so cute. That's so cute.
And now we're in the same situation that we were, I believe, last game, where Gurr has a little bit of a lead on this first bar of health. And DZT just needs to make a couple of great reads. Good block this time by Gurr on that ambiguous jump one. That thing can be sneaky.
Yeah, and juggle properties off there because that was, in fact, an anti-air combo. So he already lost a lot of the juggle even after the lift. Trying to fight his way in now. Only has a bar. It's not going to spin on the pushback, but down 2 challenges the trait. Gurr looking to set something up, and Denzel Terry ducks the throw, keeping it plus the challenge in the blocks. And wow, what a little patience does for you in the long run.
And this is patience that we rarely see out of guys that have been playing this matchup for a very long time.
And
DZT stepping up.
And wow, what a challenge from Gurr actually right there. DZT cannot afford the clashes. Gurr's been sitting on a full health bar and tries to challenge the +7 off of that ground pound. And you, sir, are going to the loser's bracket. Gurr's gonna close the door.
Taking you to Micro Town.
Hold up. And you see Gurr getting into it. Such an animated guy. Loves the character. I don't think I've ever seen this Sub-Zero mask. It's so weird. Anyway, Green Scorpion on the screen now as he just trades up for free. Wow.
Oh, Flappy. No. Trade versus the Ice Clone. Trade winning out, just fell out of it. Very interesting. So Flappy going to have to recognize that next time around. He might have to get more aggressive. You've seen the Ice Clone come out and look for an optimal, I think he did a neutral jump?
Yes.
I think it was supposed to be a forward jump.
Either way, an inverted ice ball, and SylverRye is going to regular jump his way right into the first big combo to set things off, and goes immediately into the trait. Great challenge there from Flappy, trying to get as many hits off as he can, but not prepared for the cross-up on the dash. SylverRye going very, meterless. They got the combo routes. These top players can instantly recognize where they are stage position-wise, resources-wise, whatever they want for the optimization, and there goes the ground pound, such a huge radius.
I mean, recognition in of itself to go through the ice clone. And again, what's so scary about SylverRye is the way that he conditions you to think that a jump 2, it's canceled a jump 2 every single time, which almost makes that low unblockable.
He canceled his block, allowing himself to absorb the hit in the second part of that straight, which Hellboy then armors through and gets the full combo punish. SylverRye so clean in his gameplay right now, and Flappy trying to get things going.
And just nothing working out. SylverRye picking up right where he left off last time we saw him on this broadcast. And in the matchup that SylverRye plays quite often, you got Buffalo always doing work as well with this character. And even for a couple weeks, you remember the Scarab Sweet Neptune as well?
Oh, yeah.
With Sub-Zero?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Stand one anti-air. SylverRye breaking out everything, and the commitment by Flappy on the down one into the ice. We're going to the corner here.
And it's the first time he's been able to play his game and gets to drop. Unfortunate situation. Flappy giving it away as soon as he gets it. So we're just going to take a trip. We're going to go upstairs right quick and then see what Brainiac is doing. Not collecting anybody, just solely watching the tournament. He wants to know who's the Evo champion. He may come and collect the top 8 at the end of the day.
All of this off of not connecting that back 3 into the kill, and it cost you almost your entire second health bar.
All right, slides in. Can't get the punish because of the armor on the slide.
Yep.
And SylverRye up 1. Wasn't quite able to execute the way he wanted, but that's the beauty, man. Injustice, someone can run away, so fast, and you can change the, the momentum in a heartbeat, but he can't get his ice clones or anything going in his favor. He's just unable. Plus, corner. Great spacing by SylverRye, and beats out the ice clone a little too close on the activation as he goes right over it.
There's been a few times where SylverRye's just been in that range to negate that on, possibly even wake up your full screen. He's got a dash and stopped it, and even the leap. And those are, man, you're getting hit with solid rock.
Oh, and the anti-air. Yo, SylverRye is looking so clean, and that is a massive understatement as we've seen him so far in this event. The dash forward into the jump 3.
He forward air dash out of his back jump into the jump 3 to meet him in the air. That SylverRye is just playing on another level right now.
Splash right down, and there's a wake-up slide. Signs of frustration coming in from Flappy, and then when someone doesn't let you play your game, you tend to start reaching and over-exerting yourself, and we're seeing a good example of it. It's not too bad, but again, one slide is 300+ damage on a punish into positioning, and just, here's another drop. No punish on the shoulder. It's just...
And it takes away belief too, where before you believe something could work. And SylverRye spacing, did he just whiff punish a slide? Did. That's not easy to do.
And that's before Sub-Zero even stood up, where he still could have got the punish. He got it mid-slide, like he knew it would stop right in.
With a high 2, which is
I can't deal with this right now. SylverRye playing too good. Look for the combo
Watch
extension.
this, like down 2, mid cancel. Oh yeah.
He's gonna spend more bar. There's a bounce cancel.
Excellent block though by Flappy on the 50-50 off of that 2-2. Trying to keep this man cornered.
And Flappy using all of his meter as well. Oh! Stop it. Stop it. That's just SylverRye masterful with Hellboy and just showing you how this character is supposed to be played.
Oh, and this is a lot slower pace of a match, and outright the mobility between both of these characters very similar. SylverRye just letting it rip full spin with the low. Again, conditioning at its finest. He rarely does that, and it catches you off guard when he actually has the audacity to throw that into your face.
Peace.
Trying to take his turn there with SylverRye. May have got lost in the inputs. Not too sure what he was looking for there. No second bar off of Flappy for the air escape. SylverRye may have just had a couple execution errors here early on. Coming off the bar here for some big damage. And dropping a lot of combos, both of these guys, out of nowhere.
Yo, Hooded Black Adam is just so cool. Like, it's just this costume. As the low lightning gets the track in, there it is. Great hit confirmed there. It's going to spin the bar on the Black Magic.
All right, so that's an actual setup.
Yes.
That they are going for. They're trying to catch you like quick rising. Or even just, it's a visual thing where you think that you're about to get stomped and you don't get stomped, and by the time you recognize that you haven't, boom, pressure's already on. You could have gotten by that back 2 overhead, and missing the command grab there with SylverRye. Try to get a stand 3 into it. I don't know if that even converts mid-screen. Stand 3 has this unique property of just shooting you halfway across the screen.
Oof. Swords. Big sword through the chest.
Field conducts left. Shove it up your ass.
Okay, just gonna disrespect a man and his whole land all at once. Hellboy, I got you.
I mean, that's how we do it.
That I do.
This is a demon we're talking about, okay? This is no saint. That's what Father was for.
Let's leave Father out of this as the dive kick comes right through. Oos.
God damn it, impress me. I'll show you the wizard's power.
Does he mean like literal, like God damn it, when he says that?
Maybe.
All right, we'll leave that one alone too. As Black Adam giving Flappy infinitely more reach and ability to type of, play his game. He's just fishing for those black magics. Yeah, he's getting punished by the gunshot, but look, if one of them hits, the equivalent of like 5 gunshots is worth that BMP. So Flappy's gonna keep taking that chance as we boil down towards the end of this match.
And you see, he already has much better options to deal with the leaps with Black Adam because he's not afraid to go in the air. Even if he beats him out with the jump 3, like you saw, able to get the confirmation of huge damage.
Oh, and gets the trade. This may be enough for the kill. SylverRye is not gonna air tech. No, instead he's just gonna die
with Das Boots. And we even know Black Adam's ability to deal with one of the most. Getting first hit, by the way. One of the funniest things you'll see in Injustice 2 is EX Magic Hands versus that armored trade.
Yeah, the trade, yeah. Where you get all of the hits.
He goes full screen.
Yeah, beautiful.
No overcommitment by SylverRye. He has a couple of those where he'll just throw a forward 2, even if the anti-air, so he'll be able to confirm off of it.
Now, wait a minute, Aquaman. Flappy looking super comfortable now with Black Adam. There's the down 2 to negate all of those shenanigans. Knockdown. Wow. Gets to wake up. Very lucky for SylverRye. Plus frames. Keeping it safe. And yo, Flappy, wait a minute.
Out of nowhere. Get out of my airspace.
There's the win button.
He said, come at me, bro. And you saw SylverRye be able to recognize mid-leap. He was like, whoa, wait a minute. I ain't coming in, coach.
Yo. This is a very different sequence now. Not going to challenge until the armor is gone, and Flappy just holding his ground.
And patience out of nowhere from Flappy, where we saw with Sub-Zero, he was getting...
Are you the sad?
And the instant clash, man, I mean, I'm not one to, look for bad omens, but man, like, if this game 4 itself is just so different from what we've seen. Flappy actually sitting there and letting Hellboy have fun in his little circus, jump around.
The impatience is gone, and the decision-making is crisp right now for Flappy. He is coming to life, and he is giving it to SylverRye, one of the favorites here at Evolution.
Wow, and the challenge ground game in Flappy's favor. Tries to cross under to get the 4-3 back the other way, but instead is a little too early at SylverRye with that leaping low. That's definitely the SylverRye
special.
special.
I almost half expected that down one to maybe anti-air.
No, not a chance.
Whoa! But still checking it. And Flappy knows that SylverRye is only going to use that low pounce in those situations. So he challenged him immediately right there, thinking that he didn't have the audacity to do it again. That was just beautiful decision-making and reaction by Flappy, and he's going to be forced to wager himself here on the second health bar. We've got ourselves a game 4. 1 bar and going back to full screen here with a little bit of a health lead is Flappy. A bar apiece, and this is a situation where both these guys are, one's looking for the leap and one's looking for the EX dive kick, like that.
That was godlike. That was actually broken. This man, sorry, I get caught up just watching in awe as a fan because this is just such great stuff at high level from both of these men. And SylverRye goes for the extension. Down 2 to get more juggles, safely summons the trait, armored up, and Flappy has no problem playing defense here. And there you go. Cooked up Demon. The armor is gone.
Unlimited power.
And he got away with a raw dive kick in that situation. Flappy, 1 hit.
Oh my goodness. What a push block by SylverRye to avoid the trait summon. If you guys saw that, by the way, on the fly.
Oh my God, Aquaman getting close now, and Flappy's still chilling. Trying to bait something out.
Watch out for the low, and here it comes from downtown, and that just might be enough. That could kill.
SylverRye at full screen when he...
All right, how are we going to start this one off then? There is always that engine behind, which always is the way they start off. If the engine is there, it will get used. It is like the law in this game.
I mean, it's so hard. When you don't have meter, how do you really punish someone from doing it? And that's why it's that go-to option, and you just called it out like a book.
Well, especially like Scarecrow, right? Like his kind of round start options, if you want to press a button down 2, forward 2, they're not the fastest normals in the world. So if you're going to trade, you're going to trade with a launching interactable at the very least. But almost instantly, Mr. J has actually lost quite a lot of his first life bar already.
And however, Mr. J does have his character power out and ready to go, just kind of always presenting a threat there with that little Yoshi that you see there.
I mean, we've seen before that this is really what Ivy wants to do, right? This is kind of that neutral control. It's the it's the trait, it's the minion, it's the vine drills. Now, a lot of characters might have other options to get through them. Scarecrows is going to amount to like max range jump 2s, trying to get in, one of those hard reads and those forward ones. But this is where WhiteBoi wants to keep you, just absolutely in the corner with nowhere to go. Now, WhiteBoi WhiteBoi. Really important for him to get that life bar back because he's almost certainly going to lose, like, I mean, what, 9 points of health? This is like less than 1% at this point. Any damage he can get here is good damage.
And there's Jay just going for something, just desperately trying to get rid of that tiny little bit of health.
I actually find this is one of the worst situations to be in when your opponent has like non-existent life. You're just like, oh, please. Just lose it already so we can move into the rest of the game. And that big boy jump too. And there it is. Finally, first life bar is taken away by Jay. And he's actually lost a lot of health before he could do so.
Not only that, but he also wasted a huge resource, a resource where you only get one in each game, and that is the clash mechanic.
And clashing against someone like Scarecrow is important because as soon as you actually get opened up by string as opposed to a grab, it really helps to have that means just to undo the damage. Because when Scarecrow opens you up, the damage is just absolutely gargantuan. All that backdash, but no. Back-to-back teleport. I think WhiteBoi...
Not really risking too much. He pretty much had an entire life bar, you know, between himself and defeat.
I mean, yeah, especially there, right, where it's that guaranteed damage. You can't afford to kind of just fling yourself towards them because even if you get hurt, it won't matter. But speaking of which, WhiteBoi has opened up this game with a massive amount of damage done already. But Jay, finding an opportunity here, will he cash out?
So we kind of set up, leaving WhiteBoi in a standing position and just kind of, you know, going with the chip damage, trying to go for the forward 3 conversion, but American reset. WhiteBoi doesn't check the low.
Oh, that's a very nice convert off the wayward down 1, WhiteBoi. I thought he's opting to end his combos in the blast in the corner there. I think he really prefers almost like the quick rise from it, when you're kind of forced to deal with the mix-up immediately, as opposed to getting a knockdown and getting a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, I think having to deal with it, I think he's trying to force the wake-up window to come a lot faster than it normally would, kind of to keep his opponent on their toes.
I think it's really important to do that kind of thing, though. With a character like Scarecrow, where a lot of his mix-ups are kind of like, right, this is plus, so grab or button, grab or button. If you can do things to kind of, whilst that's still the mix-up, make your opponent make that read at times they're not used to making that read, then it can really help you out. But Jay, able to stabilize things, you know, as the full screen, but the immediate teleport. It's a grab attempt. I think WhiteBoi expecting a lot of respect from Jay if he's going to sit there and block for that grab.
And Jay's not trying to do that. Meter burning to get the back 3 conversion, bringing WhiteBoi a little bit closer to the corner. And great blocks there by WhiteBoi, recognizing the multiple hitting jump in and forcing the clash.
Okay, that is probably going to be a... I do believe WhiteBoi's got more bars. The question is, how much do you want to spend? Okay, well, it's going to be the 1. Going to bring back to that mid screen, so Jay is now away from the corner at least, but look at this, he's being walked back towards it, and there it is, another meter burn back 3, WhiteBoi with the call out.
Can you be sure?
And this time, Poison Ivy having a bar, but opting not to use it, would rather hold on to the opportunity instead of getting that 15% back.
It's always it's a big read to do that kind of thing, right? Where you're missing your one opportunity to get health back for potentially to do more damage. But at this point, where WhiteBoi, he's got less bar, any bar he does get, he's probably going to spend on pressure here. But like this, if you get opportunity, there's no air tech here. This is a good chance for Jay. He's got trait too. This could be a really good opportunity.
Standing position here, WhiteBoi blocking and getting tossed for his troubles. The trait is still active, still out here. Does go away.
Okay, now Jay's finally run out of bar. The resources he saved just ran out. Tries to go for the trip guard on the forward 3, and there's the delay.
It's a little riskier to press those buttons, and I guess it was risky enough for WhiteBoi to second guess it.
Well, that's where you have to make the assumption, right? The call out if your opponent's going to sit there or not. Actually, that's actually quite a tight timing to go for the restand into trait call and still get the combo. And Jay consistently getting it. Actually got his head in the game, WhiteBoi. Opting to go to more of those air blasts. I wonder what he's attempting there. But that's going to be another combo.
I love WhiteBoi just sniffing out that backdash perfectly, going for that very slow back 3, knowing that it's going to catch her on those recovery frames.
Oh wow, just that raw forward 2 into a full combo. Yep, that's going to be the full life bar gone. WhiteBoi not messing around. Definitely, you can tell, not happy about how the last game ended. Now here's that kind of party time sequence, but no, just go for something very minus, and Jay is going to take the opportunity to get something, but a launch doesn't quite get the combo though.
Well, gets over the wake up, but doesn't land in time to punish, as WhiteBoi continuing to run away with this, being the aggressor, jumping in and blocking just in time.
I find that's going to be one element to the matchup, though, that is going to be a struggle for Jay. Poison Ivy not known for those amazing anti-air options, and then at the same time Scarecrow, his jump-ins are hard to anti-air even if you have the tools to deal with it. So that's not going to be a match made that he wants.
Bear Trap does wait for it, goes to the side, not quite a punish here. You know, Jay was in the driver's seat for just a second, and then WhiteBoi just took it away just like that.
Oh, this is death territory, and there we go, ending it early for the trade. And you said that's the WhiteBoi special, and that's what we're going to see. He's just going back and forth, and there it is. 4th time's the charm.
The finishing move, information that your opponent has on you, the more he knows about your tendencies. And right there, WhiteBoi jumping out of the gate, getting hit and losing that first hit, and losing that first bonus meter.
Yeah, losing the bar for Scarecrow. I mean, if Scarecrow doesn't have bar, his block pressure kind of ends the second he presses the button, right? Because he doesn't have the opportunity to meet him on the wave or anything else really for that much offer. Because he can't really leave himself plus unless he's committed to a full string. And normally it's strings that you can't special cancel, so you're not really going to see the wave for the same thing. But the Jay dropping that for the first time and loses the trait, that is a very heartbreaking combo drop. Because that one drop lost him a lot of damage as well as his whole trait. And all it cost WhiteBoi was 1 bar a meter for a push block.
And that's definitely a great trade for WhiteBoi, getting rid of that bar, just, you know, getting out of all that Ivy pressure and being able to establish his own. However, does get down to it out of the air. Jay looking a lot better here. The trade is ready to go. Can he not drop it this time? He doesn't.
And here it is, the same setup. Forward dash. That's 2 for 2 working out for him. And a full combo off the minion. Oh no, he missed the grab. That could have been it. But now WhiteBoi is given a lifeline again. Still blocking in time. It's enough block damage. The jump, watch the read. The patience from Jay gets hit with a down 1, so the grab doesn't connect. You see WhiteBoi, he wants to do damage, and there it is, the absolute shambler. The jump in that just seemed to work at the perfect time.
I mean, it was great that horizontal hitbox on that jump into is the thing that zone any character that's looking to zone you out fears for their life. The fact that it almost happened again.
Happened immediately. That would have not been a good situation for Jay. The glass is blocked. Ooh, recovered in time.
WhiteBoi looking to just establish the hit to get rid of the character power. If Ivy's character power is out and she takes any kind of damage or gets push blocked, it goes away immediately.
And you can see the cooldown on it too. That's quite a considerable time. Another meter burn back 3. I mean, Jay, respect to him, he's sticking for it. He's really trying to deter WhiteBoi from jumping in, but WhiteBoi, he's scouting it out every time. He's landing in time and blocking. But the thing is, because Jay is armoring, he's still taking some of the damage.
Now that was definitely a reactionary decision there by WhiteBoi, seeing that forward 3. It is a great forward 3 by Poison Ivy. Great range, but it is a little bit on the slow side.
Okay, but what's going to happen here? WhiteBoi, he went for the tick grab. Jay got hit. A very close end here. We have to remember, even though WhiteBoi's in the lead, it's still 2-1. If Jay's able to take this, we are going to be evened out. No bar either for either of them.
Character power is out. This is bad news for WhiteBoi as he gets comboed in the air. Are we going to see anything else? He drops the last part, but WhiteBoi down to almost nothing. Mr. J still in a great spot.
Oh, and there it is. The question is, we'll have to see if we can see what that was.
He tries to go for the down 2 out the gate, but Jay taking a little bit more of a passive route, backing up, and he does eventually get that first hit. However, WhiteBoi's about to start his momentum, goes for another command grab, but the back 3 beats him to the punch. And that's a crucial drop there.
I actually think I like the way WhiteBoi is still sticking to these tick grabs, even though Jay's jumped out of like, wow, okay, WhiteBoi's definitely ready for that. But he's really enforcing this tick grab game, even though Jay has jumped out of so many of them. Or we drop the combo. But he's sticking to it. He's really enforcing the threat. And oh, wow, empty jump into down 1. I think the jump was almost a way to make him think he was going to go for a grab, which resulted in the jump. But WhiteBoi went a step ahead. And look at this. Wow, it just doesn't stop, does it? WhiteBoi almost just completely annihilating. The Clash is here to save the day, but using your only Clash this early against a character like Scarecrow, who has so much health left, this is going to be a stressful rest of the game for Jay at this rate.
It definitely is, and right now Jay trying to build a little bit more of that bar, but never mind, decides to just go in full force. Pedal to the metal here, but now backing off now that he doesn't have that safety net and that character power. And a great reaction there by WhiteBoi, blocking that overhead forward 3 and just snapping his opponent right into the corner here.
Oh, there's the instant air, the gas blast. We've seen WhiteBoi do that a few times, but really just trying to keep Jay in the corner here.
And as WhiteBoi going for the finishing move here, turns on the character power, doing a little bit of damage over time. Goes over.
What? Small man. I mean, Scarecrow is quite a deceivingly large character when he's crouching so low to the ground.
No, but see, that's on purpose because Scarecrow really isn't that big. So
that's true. No, that's true. we're just seeing the phantom version of Scarecrow.
Yes.
Really, Dr. Crane is the actual hitbox underneath all of it.
There you go. That's why she went right over. He's a tiny dude.
Still though, this is going to be tough. But a few reads like that, just that complete jump in, and WhiteBoi just went for that raw down two. Here's the clash, WhiteBoi. Not really too surprising to see him go for the immediate clash. Oh, did he even get to activate Traumatize? But now it's here. He tried to teleport. Oh, the WhiteBoi special. I mean, what can you even do about this? And that is going to be the end of that. And WhiteBoi winning. He's not going to show him kindness at all. Watch it.
He's going to end him.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, no. Oh, I actually think Oakiess perhaps maybe tried to go into background bounce, but was just outside of the range of it.
Yeah, this one has like a little bit tinier of a range, or at least it seems like it does because of the background. Now, right here, what Grodd's doing, he's actually making himself temporarily invulnerable to being hit by projectiles. So that's why it just kind of disappears off the screen. So you always got to be on the lookout for Grodd when he turns on the Scarecrow power.
Okay, now that right there, though, what you just saw is going to be a huge matchup changer here, though. Normally, Grodd plays, when they're going for that, when they're in the trait and they go for the psionic kind of ground pound into leap, normally that's really plus, or there's a gap, but no one can do anything about the gap. However, Blue Beetle's down two is so fast. We just saw Deoxys down two out of it clean. Probably one of the only characters in the game that can actually do that, and did it immediately, which started a snowball into an entire life bar that Oakiess has now lost, and a big whiff punish.
Yeah, it was a very long hold. It was a very desperate hold, just kind of looking for it, and the triple overhead here by Deoxys.
I may have misspoken.
I mean, Oakiess has all the bar in the world. Does Deoxys, I mean, in theory there, Deoxys could have spent his bar there to stop some health back because he's got a long time to build that bar back up. You know, Blue Beetle definitely not one that's shy of bar. And there it is, there's the background bounce, Oakiess. He does have traits.
It's going to be the reset, goes for the low, and it does get blocked correctly here by Deoxys. He is not sweating it at all. I feel like he's anticipating the low and trying to react to that slower forward three overhead option.
Now this is going to be dangerous. You know, you said before that when Grodd's in trait, he has access to a move like that right there. That makes him immune to projectiles. But you definitely can't have time to activate it in between projectiles. Like if you're just trying to crouch under them, there's an opportunity for some damage.
Oh,
attempt to shimmy. Yeah, he attempted it. That Grodd neutral jump. A projectile on the way through, but will be able to take the first life bar down. And by the time this cinematic's done, he's going to have trait back also. Oh, maybe not. Oh, big boy leap.
There we go. Meter burning it to throw him back. A little bit closer to the corner, but drops the combo. Very unlike Oakiess here in this situation. The down two trade in his favor. Tries to get a lead, but hold on. Can Oakiess bring this all the way back? Or is Deoxys just toying with him? He's got his super on deck, ready to go. If Oakiess gives him any amount of frames, he can just shove that super in there.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for it. Deoxys, he does have a clash too, so if he does get opened up, he can attempt to. And there it is, going for the meter burn forward three cancel. Basically B&Bs. He took the kind of the reactable mix-ups as opposed to anything staggered, which at this level of play, Deoxys, like, he's going to be able to react to the trip. He's going to be able to react to forward threes or anything, right? And that's where the next level of Grodd mix-ups come from, right? Where it becomes left to right, stuff you can't really react to. Yeah. But being able to set that up is going to be tough against someone like Deoxys.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Deoxys is barely giving him the opportunity, barely taking the hit on anything. And Oki's looking a little shook right now, not really getting up fast enough, but an immediate cancel to the projectile invulnerability here. Tries to go for the full screen orb, but doesn't get it. And Deoxys just knows exactly where the space is, knows how to stay out of range and how to keep his composure, how to keep in control.
But you're seeing there, right, just how fast this projectile is from Blue Beetle. Oakiess finds himself in trait looking for the chance to activate projectile immunity. He doesn't have the time. The projectiles, they're so fast between each other. He physically does not have the frames to get it. And there's the attempt on the down two. And there it is, another one. Oakiess sticking to it. Bar spent. Here's the restand. What's the mix? Reacted to the forward three, of course.
Getting hit by the projectile, and that sweep of Blue Beetle really does go a long way. A great low profiling move.
Absolutely. I think it really is one of those normals that just really kind of at the range that it can connect. Because obviously it's safe on block, goes really low down. Characters that have really strong mids that kind of occupy that neutral space, it just goes clean under them. And Grodd is definitely one of them.
You know, getting under your opponent's normals, you know, is a great way to just getting under your opponent's skin.
Okay, here's a corner B&B. Deoxys, there's the restand. Oh, but the down two immediately. Oakiess having none of it. Doesn't have the bar to extend. Oh, he does. Oh no, outstanding 3, not quite sure about that. And there's the immunity though. This is a chance to bring it back. But the patience, ooh.
The immediate jump 3 just to stop any attempt of trying to anti-air. Throws out the orb, but Deoxys does not bite, doesn't take the bait.
Oh, there it is, baiting the down 2 this time. The down 1 punish, but still something. And there is that down 2, that fast uppercut from Blue Beetle. I actually think Deoxys has spent this entire, the entire game completely in projectile stance. Like, he hasn't needed the blades at any point. Really is favoring the projectiles, and you see it.
Oakiess with really no choice, no other character to go to, continues to stay with Grodd, and this is not a good look, not a great start to game 3, as Deoxys is looking at 3-0 Oakiess very cleanly here.
Unless Oakiess can make something happen. I feel like Oakiess, he's having moments where he can make something work. It's just, he just can't really capitalize them. And of course, now we're starting to see some combo drops, which, like you said before, are very unlike him. But at this point, when you are this far down, those drops will come back to haunt you. There's the immunity again. Oakiess really needs to make the most of the time he has that up, because we've seen how difficult it is for him to set it up normally.
Oh, here we go. Getting something going continues, but again, dropping the combo on such a great and rare opportunity. Deoxys not ready to block that second drop.
I mean, Grodd is by far one of the hardest characters in the game to play when it comes to combo execution, but that's because, like, you can't afford to drop them with him. You know, he is such a momentum-heavy character, such a snowball, just god. Tried to go for the grab, did it a little bit too early. That if you do drop those combos, you lose so much of the opportunity. And there is the quick low, and that's actually probably going to be the life bar. Deoxys known for the absolute optimized damage, and that's going to be match point.
All this and good looks too.
He's got a helmet on. How can you say that? How can you can't even see it?
He's a very confident guy. You'll see it at the end, at the win pose. The win pose that everybody loves so much. But hold on, Oakiess is still in this. This is just game 3. He can make this comeback. He can reverse 3-0 here. So don't count him out just yet.
There's a chance. There's definitely a chance, unless he's going to press buttons there. And Deoxys with the call out. He just, I mean, it's not every day you see a down 1 cancelled into meter burn forward 3. That's when you know you're calling out that counter poke. But Oakiess able to actually come off with life there. So he lost his clash, but they are still even on life. And this is Grodd we're talking about. There's a chance. Oh, he has it active. But we've seen Deoxys is content to just sit there and be patient when he knows that Oakiess has the trade up, but the clean down 2. That's one of the few leaps we've seen. Oakiess has been very patient, very calm on letting those leaps rock. But Deoxys, even at the very end, still ready for them.
A little bit of a projectile obstacle course here as Deoxys presenting, you know, anything to keep Oakiess away, because he knows once it gets started, this could be the end of his clash. Then, you know, the second hit could be the end of his life. The down 2 perfectly executed here, continuing the momentum, using the meter burn to continue the combo, leaving him in a steady position, and finally the low connecting here. Can Oakiess do this?
Now, I actually think for the first time in the series, Deoxys is forced to clash in a situation to just not lose the game, because Deoxys has been in control the whole time. But now, the down 2, that's exactly what you want as a gold flame, unless you drop the combo. That is not what you want to happen. And you're finally in the opportunity to make a comeback. The down 1, the shield bash. It connects. Oakiess.
Trade is activated. He has to. He couldn't get it in time. The projectile invulnerability just. I feel like Dizzy, a lot of people have been talking about him lately. You know, a very young player, a lot ahead of him. You know, you can just see the raw potential in him when you see him getting behind any character. And here, Dizzy going with Dr. Fate to keep ConceitedCoffee at full screen here. ConceitedCoffee trying to make his way in with Robin, unless...
Okay, so I actually... No, this is definitely true. Because Dizzy is definitely seen to be a Catwoman kind of specialist, really known in the online world for that really clean, very crispy Catwoman. But only Catwoman. I was speaking to him at Biennality where he lost to Tekken Masters Green Arrow. Very convincingly 3-0, and then he also lost to Robin, to Hayate's Robin. And I was speaking to him after, and he was very down about it, about his performance, and he was like, I need a new character. And I was like, well, who would you play? And he looked at the game and the meta currently, and he was like, the only character I could play is Dr. Fate. I'm going to have to think about it. And that was Biennality, so that was like not a long time ago.
That was like yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be a very fresh, very new Dr. Fate. But Dizzy is a very fundamentally sound, very patient player who Dr. Fate will blend quite well with, which is why I'm not too surprised that even though this is definitely a new side character for him to have, is actually doing really well.
I mean, this is a good way to just kind of break in a new character. There is something on the line here. You're on the stage. Nerves are going to get the best of you. What better way to really test it out, especially if you got 3 games to lose?
No, absolutely. I think if anything, just as a means to kind of like prepare the character, just to get it ready.
Yeah.
Because right now we can see it Conceited. He is doing some really cool stuff here. It's just not quite enough to get the lead back. But also the fact that Robin historically is like his ways in on zoning characters are kind of like not what you'd want in an answer in terms of like jumping in, right?
Yeah.
Max range jumping.
I feel like he needs to just make a few adjustments, play a little bit more patiently. Instead of jumping straight in, he goes for the neutral jump and gets punished for his troubles, going for that very risky overhead, the overhead that he had no meter to complement it with.
I actually love how you don't traditionally see Swoop getting punished like that, but Dizzy actually walked back while blocking it, so he landed right in front of him. I wonder, I'm assuming that was intentional.
Yeah,
because that's the kind of like micro stuff, micro knowledge that Dizzy would have.
I mean, and you as the Robin player, you need to test your opponent. You need to see, can I get away with these little gimmicks? Because why am I going to work harder if I don't have to? And Dizzy just says, no, this is not going to work on me. Walking right out of the pressure and just perfectly punishing here. And speaking of perfectly punishing, just waiting for that meter burn roll and taking advantage of the situation.
Okay, finding a gap. Every opportunity that Dizzy is given a down one, he's going to turn it into the push. And that's going to give him that full screen space, which he does have already. But you can see it, right? This is that simplicity. You know, it's Dizzy known for that kind of the Catwoman, but playing Dr. Fate, but really keeping it basic, but effective.
And I feel like, you know, ConceitedCoffee needs to kind of just like rework his approach here. You know, he's trying to jump over a lot of projectiles, and I feel like that's usually not your go-to here in any NRS game.
Well, it's like I said before, right? I know Robin's kind of like traditional answers to keep away is kind of to jump in with heavies and stuff, but that's definitely not the only thing he can do. Because in situations like that, where you basically just get back through for your troubles, you still have to really be willing to walk your way in, you know, kind of accept that you will take chip damage on the way.
Exactly.
But if you do get impatient and you start jumping a lot more than you should, then that's when you're going to lose a lot more damage, because you're going to start jumping into projectiles, getting sent to full screen, or here's an opportunity, but Conceited just finds himself with no bar. Ooh.
Getting himself out of the corner here, but Dizzy says that's okay. I'll just sit back here and just try to zone as much as I can. Both players have no bar, but nice punish there by Dizzy considering that fact, and that's going to be enough for Dizzy to take this lead pretty
as well as Catwoman to deal with certain characters, and I think Dr. Fate's the one. So this probably isn't the oldest Dr. Fate in the book, but clearly he knows why he's picked this character, and the areas he's focused in are like effective in this kind of matchup. Because Robin probably would have been a character he was trying to get ready for.
I mean, yeah, after you take that L from Hayate, you want to go to the lab. You want to figure out, what am I going to do? You know, if you have a real ambition for trying to win a tournament like EVO, you need to be ready for a high-caliber player like Hayate.
Okay, with Dizzy, a nice quick little 3-hit juggle. Oof. There's the finger lasers coming through strong. You can see him holding on to that glyph too, saving it for a rainy day. Oh, wonder what that was. I could see this is an opportunity for him now. He does have, he's looking quite good in the life department, and that's the kind of read you need to see more of. Just on that hard read for projectile, just to roll straight through.
Yeah, rolling in is never really like an easy or a free ticket to get in on your opponent. You do have to have the presence of mind and the presence of neutral, you know, very well. You need to have that understanding in order to, you know, get your opponent on the recovery frames, punish them for trying to keep you out. And
which is hard against someone like Dr. Fate, because recovery frames are pretty generous, to be honest.
Yes.
For Dr. Fate, but if you can time it perfectly, and that's what we're seeing. Oh, that would have been a nice confirm. You see him trying to keep it unclashable too. Conceited, he has a lead and he knows it. He wants to keep it going. Ooh! Well, I'm not sure about that. Throwing away the first life. Life bar, I should say. Now, Dizzy, he is massively down in health, but this is Dr. Fate, one of the few characters again that can actually regenerate.
Oh, this one's gonna hurt here. Continuing with the back 3, and now Dizzy has so much real estate to work with, but is he gonna back off? No! Getting put in the corner himself thanks to that cross up here. And ConceitedCoffee not going for the back 3 in that situation. Would rather just kind of keep it safe because he knows it's just one.
Was good from ConceitedCoffee. I think the big thing was just playing really hard around how Dizzy was going to try and get away from like those kind of like post-glyph mind games on block. But now, obviously, not a factor anymore. As Dizzy starting things off with just a raw cat dash. Not sure about that.
ConceitedCoffee trying to follow that smart birdering. Now that smart birdering will track you whether you're in the air or on the ground, so you always gotta, you know, kind of jump over it very late, as you see Dizzy right there after the trajectory has been decided. That's when you go to the other side. Oh, what a beautiful neutral jump too. The horizontal range on that jump and whip is absolutely amazing, but a little bit of a drop there by Dizzy at the end.
Oh, gets tagged by the launching part of the string too, but definitely Coffee wasn't ready for that to launch. Oh, big boy down two as well, Coffee. Oh wow, catching him jumping out. Opts to spend the trait, just some damage, doesn't finish the string. What a bait in the neutral.
That's a really scary thing about committing to your strings at full range. You gotta hit confirm into them, because if they whiff, they're still gonna come out, and you're just gonna be there left to be whiff punished.
And that's exactly what we saw there. Dizzy just putting that trap into place, and Coffee unfortunately falling for it. I like the way Dizzy is playing around this though. You see him, he's playing this neutral like at his jump to range, and that's where he's walking back, right? That's where he's trying to play footsies, because he knows that that's where he has the range advantage. Because Robin is known for those long range buttons, but at this range, Catwoman can whip punish if Coffee gets a little bit too antsy. But he is in the corner now. Oh.
Nice delay wake up there by Dizzy to kind of just, you know, throw his opponent off his game, kind of to, you know, not have a static wake up, but instead a dynamic one that's a little bit harder to predict.
Here's that full screen game again, seeing from Dizzy. He does have the life lead, doesn't have to go in if he doesn't want to. It's Coffee that has to make a move here.
Looking for the low here. Dizzy gets the jump in, but didn't commit to the full combo.
Oh wow, an assassin strike! Yeah,
From downtown?
he tried to hit him out of it, but wasn't meant to be.
All right, step one is done. If you're looking at it from the point of ConceitedCoffee, you got rid of that gray health bar. Now it's time to force out that clash and get rid of the remaining health. He's very close to making this comeback. He's got a lot more meter than Dizzy, especially considering the life deficit isn't that heavy.
I mean, that's one Robin combo, right?
Yeah.
And then some, if he can get the opportunity. But I think therein lies the problem. Dizzy's defense has just been really strong. He's making it really difficult. Even there, right? Gets a knockdown, has no interest in going in. He really wants to play this game from full screen, because he can tell that's where Coffee is struggling to find any leeway. Because as soon as Coffee tries to go in, that's when Dizzy decides to place those jump twos. Oh, he gets tagged again. That's trait, all that damage. And even now, he doesn't want to go close.
No, he does. That definitely does not. Oh, the cat dash does trade, and it was favorable for Catwoman, able to continue the combo, but here we go. ConceitedCoffee cashing in, using those 2 bars for the bounce cancel. Unfortunately, drops the ender here. Doesn't get anything out in the momentum department, and Dizzy just going right in.
Last chance.
Okay, Dizzy doesn't have any bar. This actually isn't a terrible situation for ConceitedCoffee. He has 2 bars, spends them, he'll get optimal health regeneration, which puts him in a pretty healthy situation in the grand scheme of things, unless he gets trip guarded, and all that work is undone straight away, and there is the interrupt. Dizzy wasting no time. Handshake goes out within a split second. And again, I want to say, right, Raphael's projectile is better than a lot of traditional ones. Hit confirm into Donatello, that's going to be a thing, a meterless launcher that you do get a full back 3 off. If you are able to confirm into, you know, Donatello is about 6 seconds cooldown time, so you're not going to have him every time, but just not having to spend bar to launch for what it is pretty insane. And we're going to see Raphael as well for extensions on damage, and then Mikey just for that neutral, that fast low. And of course, because Mikey's a low, anywhere that you normally have an overhead, you can just throw Mikey out, and bam, you've got a low.
You got a little mix-up game there. You know, you're anticipating an overhead, and out comes that low, and you just got to watch the animation of the high five as, you know, that bitterness of you just gets the best of you, getting the back 3, but not fast enough to punish that command grab, but that back 3 was, and slips off to a great lead here. Bane right now on debuff.
This actually isn't a terrible matchup either for Leonardo, because Raphael's size hits twice, so it's going to chew up armor from Raging Charge. Leonardo has options to kind of reactionary punish a lot of Bane stuff, but point blank range, obviously, like off of traditional standing damage, you do see quite a lot of damage coming through from Leonardo, especially for low meter spend as well. But the good thing about this, Mike, you'll notice the time it takes of the high five and him running away, your other assists are still cooling down. Like, it uses up that time so well, and the shell drop shenanigans.
Oh, and this is going to be for Wetdoba, 1 more hit. I don't know if Slips is even going to give him the option to go for a clash, or if Wetdoba just doesn't want to do it. didn't have the bar to utilize, but that did hurt enough here. However, I think this is going to be curtains for Wetdoba in the first game. The immediate Shellicopter.
And the air one or the grounded version, the fact that they're all so fast, they're universal as well, right? Like, it's such a good option. But here again, in the shades of the last game, there's the knockdown. Oh, and their patience into that was actually a cross-up shell drop, so even though he got tagged by the low, he would have been forced to block the cross-up instead. There's the full combo.
A very tricky little low there. You've got to be aware of all your opponent's options out of all those strings, where the lows are, where the overheads are. And I love Slips ending there with a hard knockdown, sweeping Bane right down on his belly. And I don't think Slips took much more than just a little bit of chip damage in that round. It's
just control, man. Like that's what I was saying before about how Leonardo really can just control the space with amazing buttons, good utility, and Slips, he knows how to do it. He really is the guy that's putting Leonardo on the map right now. Ooh. And even now, like, as soon as you block the back 1-2, which is those two mid sword strikes, they're mid, they go really far. The final hit of the string is an overhead. Mikey's a low, and even then you could go for shell smash instead. Like,
yeah, he's definitely trying to condition his opponent to respect and anticipate that low Mikey assist, where once his opponent starts doing that, he'll either hit him with a cross-up or non-cross-up shell drop. And here we go, Slips.
Doing a decent job of trying to play around these assists, but as I said before, Bane is a character that is he himself very momentum heavy. Bane is the kind of character that really wants to get a knockdown, get a ton of damage off of it, and then turn it into Oakiess. Like this could be a chance. But there's the day wake up from Slips. There's another chance for massive damage. This is what you need to do with Bane. Get a knockdown, keep it going, do constant damage. But he just hasn't found the chance to do that yet, and this is a debuff combo.
Yeah, it's going to do a lot of damage as you start coming down from that Venom. The higher up you go in that Venom, the harder the withdrawal is. So you're going to be taking a lot more damage there as Bane. And Wetdoba, he was able to make that hit. He was able to continue the momentum. But, when it came down to I need to block, I don't have armor options, he just seems to be crumbling. Oh, interrupting that Mikey assist. If Leonardo does get hit, that assist does not come out, and Slips, with a great presence of mind, knew that he wasn't too close to the corner, that he could continue the combo with the jump forward.
I do like the way that Slips is opting to end in Mikey though, because like I said before, if you have other assists on cooldown and then you hit the Mikey, you see the full animation of Mikey quite obnoxiously running back, hit the high five, and it does mean that you're going to have more assists, which that's the aim of the game with Leo. You're playing around. This is the closest you'll get to playing all four turtles at the same time. They need to work together.
Oh, hold on, can he make this comeback? One bounce cancel will do it, and here it is! Wetdoba on the board here. Taking game.
Get the ball rolling. That's what can happen. If you've got level 3 and you've got the bar, turn it into unclashable. Oops, I guess I'm dead now. Let's restart the match. Keno Slips getting a full combo. Good knockdown. Wants to mix up here. Opts not to go for anything. I like that. Walking back just for the raw back one into shell drop.
Yeah, it really just puts you in that great ambiguous spot where you really can't tell which side Leonardo's on, which side is back, and how do I block this? Because that shell drop is very unsafe. Goes for the elbow, but doesn't get punished. Slips, leaving a lot of damage here on the table.
I actually don't think Slips was expecting him to kind of cross himself up on the as he got off the ground, but there's the drop combo. Shell drop again. Wetdoba. Here comes Raph this time. More damage. Ooh. The patience from Wetdoba. And there's the raging charge. Wetdoba, he is actually one life bar away from bringing this back. This was a incredibly dominant set to Slips at first, but very quickly kind of escaping him as he spent 2 bars for more unclashable.
Ooh, a bit of a commitment. I think too much of a commitment there. I think Wetdoba might have been better off forcing the clash and trying to play the game, the long game instead of just the short game, trying to steal it away from Slips here. As Slips trying to tie this up. He's got a lot of bar. Goes for the meter forward 3, but gets armored out of it. Great decision here by Wetdoba, handing over the command grab. Level 3 debuff is coming. This is Slips' opportunity, but we're going to delay it a little bit, stomping on the back and just waiting it out. Can Wetdoba keep his defense up? He can.
Oh, so close, but so far. Pixel left to go. Can't chase it down. Attempts. Mikey comes through. And Wetdoba, he is massively in the lead. Oh, tries to get out of the way, but jumps too late. But Slips, he's thinking about it. That's what he can do here. Walking straight in with Wetdoba. Pop Venom immediately, but he gets to press a button. There we go. First special, unarmored grab.
Nice little power bomb there by Bane. Again, armoring through it, not respecting it. And level 3 Venom properties make sure that not only do you have armor for yourself, but you can break your opponent's armor.
Now Wetdoba, he's on that max debuff, but you see him. The patience coming through. Wetdoba knows that it's time to just be careful. There's a chance. Shell drop, bounce cancel.
That's going to be a lot of damage here for Bane as he's just getting mollywopped in this corner here. The hard knockdown from the Mikey assist. Level 3 Venom, I think it's a little premature here, but never mind, what do I know? Looking for the kill and just doesn't get it. A great block there by Slips as he blocks the overhead.
Slips is delaying his wake up the majority of the time, and I think Wetdoba really needs to start playing around that, because I feel like every time Wetdoba gets a knockdown in any degree, he's just committing to something straight away. You know, he's not being patient enough to really sit there and wait for Slips, but there's a big overhead. Wetdoba, he's not even going for the clash at this point. That was a very questionable decision to not clash. He had the guaranteed win, and now he's lost a lot of life.
I think a lot of Bane players don't like clashing because if the Venom is active,
maybe
right after the clash animation, you're going straight into debuff.
The problem is the health he's got now, if he gets hit by anything, it's unclashable back 3 territory, and then you're out. Wetdoba, he needs to get something now, and he needs to be unclashable.
Push blocking, doesn't want to take the guess here. No, not quite a whiff punish there as he was anticipating at least a block animation and slips.
In Superman, we used to see him play this quite a bit back in the day, and that's going to be DonKingslyIII as his opponent on the Flash, but a nice trip guard to immediately start things off. Now, I think Superman is low-key one of those characters that actually gets a lot of damage out of bounce cancels, but like, you don't tend to see it too much, because obviously it's like, he's not just going to cancel into them like normal, you know, you go into the bounce cancel at certain points, but it actually gets him a ton of damage.
Oh yeah, definitely does. It's kind of, not only is he getting a ton of damage, but he's doing the combos without having to use bar, but here we go,
what was that?
It was a very interesting setup here by Dab. Dab, a Superman player at heart. Now I know we've seen him playing a lot with Hellboy and various other characters, but I don't see the same Dab until I see him at the helm of Superman. Here, the dive bomb set up right after the bounce, the background bounce. Now the background
this is a style of Superman I have never seen. I feel like every time we see Dab play anything, he just throw stuff at us like we haven't really seen before. And it doesn't matter what character or what game, it's just the way he plays. And this is really working out for him. He's actually, to be honest, seems to be sacrificing a lot of damage for setup all the time. But I mean, look at the life deficit. It's clearly worked out for him.
Dab just playing it very patiently, walking back, looking for this, leaving yourself to be punished. And that is definitely a real mustache.
Oh, he tried to jump out on this tag. Oh, wow. That would have been a nice amount of damage on the end. But again, hit confirmed from Dab, but misses the follow-up.
Down one into the character power there. Superman giving him armor-breaking abilities and, you know, letting him cancel into some very favorable plus frames.
I feel like this is the kind of matchup that the only real benefit that Dab is going to need from that Superman trait is just the damage, right? It's just the increased damage. It's not going to be... Traditionally, it's not armor that Flash really does anything with, and unless you're talking about like the meter burn back 3, which is that universal option. But the increased damage with someone like Superman that already does quite a bit of damage is definitely nothing to shake a stick at. But this is super territory now for DonKingslyIII. Jesus, got there in the end.
A little bit, you got it.
Oh, no.
And then look at that perfect hit come from there by Dab.
Sweat from the brow, he curls the mustache.
Yeah.
All that backdash, the twist chase down, and there is the whiff punish. You have to be so careful going for background bounces, unless it's guaranteed. I always forget that Vine is there.
A lot of people do.
Always.
A lot of people do, until you get hit by it. Then you're just like, oh yeah.
Oh no, Water Buffalo is gone.
The down one, checking him there, not really whiff punishing that sweep here. As Dab just kind of in and out of the range, getting hit by that forward 3, but no commitment here by Flash.
Oh, let's be honest, we're actually seeing a lot of down ones from Dab. In a lot of situations that you'd normally just see him commit straight to forward 2. I wonder what the down ones are trying, because it seems like he's trying to catch something, or he's buffering it into something. I think this is almost like a very deliberately unconventional Superman we're seeing from Dab. I don't want to say he's a bit of a hipster player, but I feel like he's definitely kind of prides himself on being able to think outside the box with characters that, you know, it seems to be fleshed out in one way. And that's where we see stuff like this, which is just absolutely insane dive bomb setup for a ton of damage.
Oh, doesn't know which side the Flash is jumping on, converts into a little bit of a combo.
Wow.
Anti-air, anti-air freeze breath here by Dab, and I think this might be the quickest 3-0 I have ever seen.
Are we going to see anything? No, we aren't. I thought at least we might see a flash super.
How do I prepare for that? Do I study Batman? Do I study, you know, Green Arrow? Do I study
Let me just
Black
study
Adam?
random select and see what I can do from there.
Exactly.
I will be honest, though, like, I feel like it's an advantage to be able to play like that, but it also is so hard. Like, being able to play that many characters at a competitive level is difficult, you know? A lot of people, you know, will spend, have been playing Injustice 2 from launch to now, and they feel like they've only really mastered a single character. Whereas if you are being able to, you know, not only play those characters at a competitive level, but to be able to freely swap between them in a competitive setting and be able to play them like at their 100%. But right now, iLuusions taking that first life roll with Robin, which I believe, is this a new pickup for him, character-wise? Haven't really seen his Robin much before.
I haven't seen it really at a competitive level, but I want to say I might have seen it, you know, either on an online tournament or, you know, possibly in a casual first to 5 or first to 10.
I think, long story short, the important thing is if he's playing it in tournament, chances are, because it's iLuusions, it's ready, right? It's something he feels very confident about, something he feels like is ready to go in tournament setting. And right now, Mr. 5000 just isn't quite able to get the ball rolling just yet. As iLuusions, even then, the second he gets knocked down, wakes up straight away. Mr. 5000 tries to return a favor, but to no avail.
On the jump back instant 3 to get him out of the sky. As we go to a rematch.
I was actually kind of low-key trying to see, because I've never seen iLuusions play Robin personally before, and this is the first time I've seen Mr. 5000 play. I wanted to see, you know, maybe to get see the reaction of that first game and seeing like what character was who. They both shook their heads after the game, so I don't know which one was which in that regard. But it does like it is definitely iLuusions on Robin.
It's definitely iLuusions playing this Robin here.
Oh, he tries to confirm.
Yeah, very rare opportunity there, or a very rare situation when you can go into the meter burn but still miss that second hit.
Ooh.
Assassin Strike, just to kind of throw that active hitbox out there, kind of keep Flash on his toes. The forward 3 somehow still hitting on the other side, and Mr. 5000 off to a much better start here in this game too.
I feel like all those Assassin Strikes was just a call out for Mr. 5000, because obviously, you know, we're used to seeing Flash players tend to kind of just go for the running man stance from full screen and just charge in. And if you're going to sit there and try and bait something, then you'll just get ran at by a constant hitbox. That's going to be evened out.
I mean, it's not only just a constant hitbox, but even when you block it, it's just so tough to punish.
Oh, that delay wake up, going clean under. No iLuusions, this is Robin corner pressure. We've seen how much damage Robin can do here. Oh, the anti-air from the Burnerang. Good opportunity for iLuusions to take the lead, but Mr. 5000 going to be guaranteed a win here. iLuusions opting to spend nothing, saving hold of his resources.
It's really hard for Robin to commit away from his meter, especially because he has so little damage when he's got no access to any bar.
Oh, wow, just that point blank down too. Mr. 5000 with the call out.
Hitting him there with the low. Mr. 5000 just waiting for his trait to regenerate, but not quite in time here.
Chance to fall in line.
Now this is where iLuusions' earlier choice to hold on to all of his bar is going to pay off, because that means he's guaranteed to win his own clash. I think it's important, right? You know, saving meter for a rainy day. If you still have a clash and you want to make sure you have an opportunity to get health back, and there's the whiff punish from iLuusions, but not quite able to get more as Mr. 5000 is able to air tech to safety. Ooh, hang on a minute. No, he drops the combo.
What a drop here. Doesn't utilize the background bounce after hitting that overhead. I thought he might have put it all on the line there, and that's going to be a very unfortunate.
Or, I mean, in this case, of course, Premiere shaders. I mean, all jokes aside, if you are at home and your thousands of games played for tournament prep are done so with a Premiere skin, in this case Reverse Flash, and a tournament lets you use it, I mean, so you're used to voice lines, effects, you know, the whole shebang, then absolutely make sure you've done it.
And Mr. 5000 on a tear, really great call-outs with these instant jump ones, especially that last one off the Crocodile, knowing iLuusions was going to take to the sky. And speaking of anti-airs here, the down 2 keeping him out here, trying to go into that little gap between the meter burn and the not meter burn part of that uppercut as iLuusions drops this last combo. However, he does sniff out that interactable.
Oh, the trade! We'll never get tired of seeing that. We'll never get tired of seeing that.
It's just such a devastating hit to the gut. You're just staying there frozen in time as the Flash gets a continuous combo off a very unfair trade.
How have we never seen a Flash player use the opportunity to get some serious BM for that? Because your possibilities would just be endless.
Yeah.
Well, has an opportunity for Mr. 5000 to get some more corner damage, but decides to back up here. I mean, at this point, he can't afford to be hasty. If he overextends at any point, iLuusions will take the life lead back, make it difficult, and there's a nice down two. I like how he's not being deterred.
Oh, a little bit of a cross-up situation there. Wasn't sure what side he was on. His special move went to it auto-corrected to the wrong side.
Oh, the block on the down two, but an instant jump back. Now Crocodile gets jumped off for what could be the record number of times.
Fear isn't in my genes.
Yeah, it's really doing a lot for him. And this is a situation and a matchup where you can't take the alligator out of play. It's always going to stay there in a game where you have two gadget characters in play.
Absolutely, and it's two characters that really benefit from mobility options. So it's a question of over who controls it. I suppose there's a whiff punish attempt for Mr. 5000. Crocodile again. As one bar, now iLuusions, unclashable? No, interesting choice for Mr. 5000 to not unclashable that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I would have gone with another back three to keep it unclashable, like you said, and just to kind of, you know, keep your opponent honest, keep your opponent on their toes. But, you know, it looks like he just wanted to get rid of the clash altogether, or maybe just wasn't anticipating it at all.
Oh, he is in range. Does he have the air tech? He tries to, but it gets chased down. No! There it is, the grab. Mr. 5000, he has no life. He has that strike. That way.
The trade in favor.
What this is going to be for Theo.
It is. I mean, you know, a lot is on the line. You know, Theo not only just basically not showing up to Combo Breaker, meaning that he wasn't able to really place in the top 8, but also physically not being able to show up to CEO. This puts so much pressure on him. He needs to make something happen at EVO or SCR. Time is running out, and is this the opportunity? Is this the stage that he can make it happen? Coach Steve utilizing and representing his new Red Hood. We saw a great taste of this a few weeks ago over at Defend the North.
Yeah, I know Coach Steve, he's always kind of been known for that Atrocitus, but he has always had Red Hood on the back burner for quite some time. Of course, we don't get to see a huge amount of him in Injustice 2, but when we do, it's always really clean gameplay, you know, really kind of switched on. At the same time, that's what Theo does also, so I feel like this is going to be a very long-range kind of gameplay. I feel like Dr. Fate is obviously one of Theo's kind of premier characters right now, and really fits him well. Because he's a very patient player. You know, he's really known for being dry, a very dry play style.
You know, Theo is definitely the type of player to just wait for you to hang yourself. He's not going to try to force the situation. He's going to try to keep his gameplay as safe as possible and just see if you can deal with it.
And it's exactly stuff like that, right? Stop the orb in front, and here comes the blast. And all this time, Theo has him blocking all the time in his match after match.
It's going to be the right
I feel
answer.
like it was also one of those games where at no point did it look like Coach Steve kind of could have taken it. I feel like Theo was, at all points of the game, was basically just Coach Steve taking some kind of damage, right? From projectiles, normals, whatever it was. Usually these kind of full screen blasts. And of course, this is where Atrocitus can come into play. If you can get Dexstar onto the field, you can get in a bit easier than most. But of course, when the cat is not there, it's a bit of a struggle.
It is. You got to look for that hit to kind of confirm into the Dexstar. As you saw when Coach Steve summoned that Dexstar the first time, he had to give up so much life just to get the presence going. But hold on, raw puddle right next. Very dangerous stuff from Coach Steve. Very uncharacteristic-like of him.
I would actually quite like to see a bit more of stuff like that, though. Because I feel like that kind of play is not only going to kind of catch Theo out at certain times, but with this kind of character that needs to always be doing something. Dr. Fate is always doing a special, always doing something. If you can get those puddles and it manages to hit, because the puddle tracks, right? It does track, and even on a trade, you're probably going to get in. That's not a terrible situation for you to be in, even if you do get hit by that projectile. I mean, even this, right? Even though Theo is able to take the first life bar, look at how much closer this game's being.
It's definitely a lot closer, summoning the Dexstar right away, and Theo kind of sniffed that out all over it, meter burning to make sure it's going to kill. And look at the execution here by Coach Steve. Actually, I'm sorry, I spoke a little too soon, and Coach Steve getting glyphed out of existence here. However, he does utilize the bar to get that meter burn back 3, a very great safe option.
Now, we do know that the cat's going to be back soon. It does seem to be quite difficult for Atrocitus to summon the cat at all. in this neutral space. I mean, I think you really have to understand that you're going to get the cat out, but you're going to take a projectile in the process. But definitely worth it. Trying to go through with the ball.
And Theo utilizing a lot of bar to push block. Now, when you push block Atrocitus while Dexstar is out, it actually takes away a good chunk of that Dexstar beater.
Especially when you're going to have a lot of bar to push block with also as a Dr. Fate player.
I mean, as a Dr. Fate player, you're always doing things, so you're always building bar.
Oh, tries to roll through. Tragic. Rolled through 1 and 2, but got hit by number 3. And Theo is in complete control. Summons the cat. He's at least getting something for it. And he always has so much bar that when the cat is out, he's able to just push block him away. Oof, even that 200 damage for that. That hurts.
It definitely does here. He's got a bar. He can extend the combo. The back 3, very tricky stuff. Not the easiest combo to pull off. And look at Theo, the patience, getting under that vomit and punishing correctly, perfectly to a T.
Oh, there it is, the trip guard puddle. Of course. The good old faithful. And there we go. Finally, for the first time, getting a safe Dexstar summon. You see the shimmy attempt, but Theo, he is not moving. Content to just sit here. There it is. Doesn't spin the bar. Just wants to keep Theo going. Coach Steve, he has 1 bar here. If he can get 1 opening, that's going to be the life bar. Oh! Hesitates. Oh, the air-to-air. No, Coach Steve not quite in time. And Theo spending 2 bars on the air-to-air to get the life lead. Oh, but he gets 2. Very good trade from Coach Steve. No, he misses the hit. How did that even miss?
Oh, it missed completely here. What a heartbreaker for all you Coach Steve fans out there, as Theo barely gets away with this, gets away with murder. But Dexstar is here to try to even out the score.
But even then, he was able to get the first life bar with Dexstar, but it cost him Dexstar. There was like 100 life left to take down, and look at that recharge time. It's going to take a little while. Tries to get the puddle. Ooh, needs a projectile for it. Gets through, but Theo being patient. There's an opportunity. Coach Steve opts to go into the punch instead. The delay, plus frames, but Theo jumping straight out of them.
I mean, not only that, but Coach Steve not trying to, punish or I'm sorry, not trying to utilize and extend those plus frames. Not trying to take advantage of the situation. The forward 3 gets Theo off guard.
Yeah, Theo just getting completely opened up. There's a charge through. Again, Coach Steve really forcing here, trying to shimmy. And again, Theo not biting. But Coach Steve, he has 500 life. Theo has to be really careful here. He does have 4 bars, but no, can't get anything from it. Didn't go into the trade. I think he was quite confident. That could be a whip punish. That's probably going to be it. And wait, is that going to do enough damage?
I don't think so. This transition doesn't do that much damage. Coach Steve still in this, but had to take all that chip damage. And Coach Steve going down to
we might see is Evo. No better setting to do so than now, as it looks like Rashid is riding the Green Arrow versus the Wonder Woman from Kitana Prime. The Green Arrow being a very reliable character, very obnoxious, very kind of neutral heavy. And obviously it all comes down to these arrows, right? It's hard to pressure him on knockdown. It's hard to kind of play around him normally. Not the most conventional character in terms of mix-ups and craziness, but it really is just about doing constant damage, chipping you down piece by piece.
Yeah, just chipping you down and kind of making you play his game, making you, anticipate that great jump in 3 or to try to chase down those Savage Blasts. And each Savage Blast just kind of gets him away from you and it builds a little bit of bar and possibly just getting a few staggered hits here and there. But Kitana Prime doing a good job of blocking that overhead here. As he tries to close the gap here, hitting Green Arrow with that shield over and over again, going with the shield bash, meter burning it to make it safe.
So we know that, of course, Kitana Prime, he did spend a lot of this game down in life, but he's managing to stabilize things quite well. The problem is now, of course, Rashid was able to meter burn roll out of the corner, so now he has all the screen to work with again. But Kitana Prime knows thing or two about meter burn rolls himself. He's just going to push himself back through also. 2 bars left to work with, trying to jump through. I like this approach from Kitana Prime. In order for Green Arrow to conventionally shoot someone out of the air, he has to really commit to it. So I feel like making sure he spends most of the time in the air throwing down those airborne shield tosses is going to really force Rashid to do some questionable things in the neutral if he wants to kind of keep the life lead as stable as he can.
That's definitely conditioning 101, showing your opponent any kind of weakness and kind of giving him that invitation to, yes, go for this. If you think I'm going to do that, I'll just counter exactly what you're thinking.
Let's see before. Kitana Prime staggering the end of that string. There's quite a large gap in there, so does not want to give Rashid an opportunity to do some damage. Ice Arrow loaded. Kitana Prime managing to make it miss entirely. And we go back towards this instant air shield game. Kitana Prime really trying to enforce the damage wherever he can, but the low connects Kitana Prime.
Yeah, Rashid going with that low, canceling in it. Normally you see it end of that overhead like you just saw right there, but instead Rashid likes to go for that slide, and it really is throwing Kitana Prime off his game. A lot of damage being dealt because of it. And there it is, the overhead back to animation from Wonder Woman as she takes out that whip and closes out that first health bar against Rashid. But going to the other side and no full commitment here by Kitana Prime. What a drop.
Definitely don't think he was ready for that to confirm the way it was, but there it is, tries to get the gap interruption. Kitana Prime still very much in this. He is down on life and down on bar, which I think is the more important thing here, but ooh, shield toss right to the face. Not a terrible way of stabilizing that. Oh, I actually didn't even see Rashid load that.
Yeah, that was the big boy glove here.
Okay, this is a big combo. First chance Kitana Prime gets. Oh, tries to go for a double jump hit, doesn't quite get it. So watch out for the ice arrow. If anything connects here like that, it's going to be curtains for Kitana Prime in this first game.
Get blocks there, the down arrows, meter burn those, and they're
because the green arrow players just physically could not find a use for it at all. And nice to see Injustice 2, it finally has a place. As here it is at EVO, being the final blow of a competitive game in tournament.
Good old useless arrow, I remember that. And again, that cancel in the slide doing so much work for Rashid.
Oh, Rashid actually opting to put the fire arrow back. Very rare that you see a green arrow player actually use the function to put an arrow away. Oh, there is the big boy back three though. Optimal corner repositioning, Kitana Prime. One step ahead again. And that's going to be the first life bar. A much better start for Kitana Prime. I feel like a big change there was Rashid actually opted to just go for more traditional keep away, and I think Kitana Prime was able to get around it really easily.
Yeah, he really just kind of, held him down, didn't let him move, and again, just, he got him to the corner very quickly, and once you get in a corner in any fighting game, your mobility options are a lot more limited.
Oh, he tries to go for the optimals, but takes some damage for it. Sometimes you got to keep it simple, especially when he definitely didn't need to go optimal to finish off that life.
Trying to go in at the shield bash, trying to cover the distance or the gap between himself and his opponent. Getting hit with that overhead arrow. Unfortunately for Kitana Prime, it wasn't an ice arrow ready to go and convert into full damage.
We're not really seeing much of any ice arrows from Rashid. We're seeing him load the odd one here and there, but as expected, the second you see the opposing green arrow with an ice arrow, you kind of just be careful, right? You don't give them the chance to do it unless it's a down one, and asking you shall receive. I bet that's my fault.
It definitely was a commentator's curse by you. As soon as he said it, he loaded up the ice arrow. The ice arrow, I feel like, is the more aggressive option out of the three. It's you got to make the hit count, and once you do, it's going to hurt your opponent. You can load up another arrow like you just saw there before from Rashid before he was rudely interrupted by the clash mechanic.
I feel like it really just boils down to ice arrows when you feel like you really need to make the difference, right? You do a lot of damage when your keep away doesn't really work. But traditionally, it's where you see a lot of the fire arrows or even the electricity arrows, because you just want to make sure that you've got the utility, the keep away, the projectiles. It's not just damage, it's knockdown as well. But there's be another ice arrow as Rashid finds the opportunity.
A very interesting conversion here. Decided not to go for a meter burn for a back three or forward three. Kitana Prime just sat there, watched him like a deer in headlights, didn't know what to do.
I mean, that face and that shrug is a proper...
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to take the opportunities as they present themselves to you, You're not going to fight the game and say, that should have not happened, but, it's just roll with it. You got to roll with it.
Oh, tries to confirm, not quite, into instant jump light. Rashid tries to bounce cast himself for optimal damage off the air to air, but an unfortunate drop has left him starved for bar. And a nice combo off of the arrow there from Rashid.
Yeah, very few opportunities that you see to convert from fire arrows, and that was just the perfect one. Might have been a little bit risky being in Wonder Woman's face or being in that shield toss territory, but I think it paid off. Doesn't get the punish here as Wonder Woman, we're not quite on the ground yet. I think Rashid should have went with a down two instead of trying to and you really can't punish Wonder Woman once she lands on the ground from that shield toss. You got to hit her in the air, or just continue the pressure with your string of choice.
Absolutely. But Rashid has now actually managed to establish the full screen control again, as there we go, manages to scout out the air shield toss now for one of the first times. Maybe Rashid really kind of kept that close to his chest. hasn't needed to completely shut down everything Kitana Prime has done so far, as he is 2-0 up, but this game could be different. And there's a nice air to air Kitana Prime with the call out. The longer the set goes on, the more he's getting used to it.
Oh, going over to the other side. He thought it was going to be active enough behind her, but it just wasn't, as Rashid pushing Kitana Prime a little bit closer to the corner, goes for the useless arrow instantly as he takes to the air.
Almost 200 damage for just that by itself. As the block from Kitana Prime. Attempted whip punish from Rashid, and he gets down one. Oh, clean anti-air into the corner repositioning. Now, we'll be honest, this is going to be good for Kitana Prime to get a life lead. They both do have clashes, but I do fear for where Rashid is going to be. I feel like it's going to give him that full screen space.
I mean, but he even... Oh, he knew! He called it out! He knows! He says after that transition, a lot of players like to go for that instant interactable.
Oh, 2 bars spent immediately. Down one. Oh, the call out into the unclash. 2-0 up. He's going to get the yellow shader, yellow arrow, finish things off. Ooh.
And again, you really can't punish Wonder Woman once she lands on the ground from that air shield toss. She recovers instantly.
Yes, indeed. Kitana Prime was able to get a full jump in at the very least. And though Kitana Prime did drop that initial combo, he does still have a life lead. Oh, good blocks. I must be honest, Kitana Prime's patience has been incredible. Like, he's actually getting opened up by very little. It's just the odd down one here and there into ice arrows and stuff like that. A lot of the other damage is basically just coming from projectiles or wayward specials, because Rashid is obviously playing that neutral really well. I feel like traditionally Kitana Prime's defense has been incredible.
Oh, not close enough there for the overhead to connect. And Kitana Prime cashing in here, but he drops the back three. Not sure what he was thinking. Or if he just thought maybe he wasn't close enough there to convert that back three.
I actually wonder if the back three would have even connected, because, oh wow, they're chased down, but he didn't have the resources to get anything more. But I do wonder if Kitana Prime even was in range to get the back three there, because it looked like he caught just the absolute tip of the string. Rashid managed to bring this back though, considering the change. Kitana Prime still being careful. Big jump heavy, but there's the max range down one. Rashid finds himself at match point again, but he's been in the situation before and it hasn't worked out.
And that's going to be a nice clean punish there by Kitana Prime, pretty much either trying to interrupt the gap or just was so confident in the fact that Rashid was going to hold on to his meter.
Which he will, because he's going to be doing a lot of damage now, although it doesn't track.
And that was a nice punish there from the electric arrow. It doesn't do the knockdown like the fire arrow does, but it does leave your opponent a lot of hit stun.
Lowe's got an opportunity to do some damage, but Rashid really just not opting to anti-air at all. I think he's just content to sit there and block. Oh, savage blast. Slowly but surely, Rashid is running away with this, but Kitana Prime has the resources. And walking into a few of those will end things swiftly. Rashid, though, has no bar to work.
KP's got a lot of meter here. He's got full super ready to go. If he can just get into that super territory.
Oh, that could have been punished. He had no bar. Oh, the trade! Oh, the clash! He has less than 1% of health left. He clashed instantly.
Instantly, it was do or die in that situation. We're going to get that guaranteed health, 30% back for 3 bars. The jump in, Kitana Prime looking for a throw, but nobody was home.
Okay, this is what he needs. There's a layaway from Rashid. Kitana Prime's still ready. The armor break, he spends the bar. He built it instantly. That didn't even combo. Rashid got caught, not blocking at all. And that's going to be a transition. Rashid definitely not dead. Pushed to the mid screen.
And the presence of mind there by KP to know that Rashid was looking for the clash. When you go for the clash in this game, you have to hold forward. You can't block.
It is a hard risk at times, sometimes not. Kitana Prime, he is in the lead, but Rashid has the full screen. KP cannot afford to get too eager here, and we're going to through as we go into what will be the final game of this. Rashid, he was up a convincing 2-0, but now it's 2-2. The set is slipping away from him, but he finds the first opportunity to do some damage as he goes for the optimals. He will get it, but he drops the end. Does not get punished though.
That was a huge, huge drop right there by Rashid. A big opportunity, loads up, gets the back three because he's nice and close.
Oh wow, that was so cinematic.
He's just trying to push Kitana Prime in there so desperately. However, this looks really bad for Kitana Prime. He's in the corner, gets the wake-up throw, switching the sides over to his opponent. Now his opponent's the one with limited mobility options.
Rashid, he did drop the crucial end of that combo, which has given Kitana Prime a chance back into this game as he spends 2 bars, but he drops the end also. Both players are dropping the ends of their combos. But look at this, Rashid does not have too much left.
Rashid with that nice wake-up down one. Very disrespectful there, knowing that Kitana Prime wasn't going to throw anything meaty his way.
I guess you have to be careful at any point when you're trying to meaty in any fashion. Against someone like Green Arrow, that can be quite hard to pin down. But we are going down to match point. Both players almost even on meter, practically identical on health. This is as close as it gets. Kitana Prime slowly but surely clawing his way back into this series after being down so much. Rashid has him cornered, but the shield bash wake up connects cleanly.
Oh, going to the other side, doesn't get the punish, but does catch Rashid doing anything but blocking.
Okay, Rashid waiting for the shield toss meter burn before opting to go for the clash here. I like it. Wait for Kitana Prime to spend bar, so he's guaranteed to win this clash without any contention.
Good blocks there to the low now, not, oh, goes for the punish, but gets an input error. Unfortunately, situation here for Kitana Prime.
Savage Blast, that's the last of Rashid's bar gone. Kitana Prime still has a clash. But at this point, Rashid is even going to try and do anything that's clashable. It's just going to be arrows at this point. Surely gets chased down. They wake up. Also, the down one. Opts not to do anything. I think Rashid exercising caution. Oh, shield going straight under, but not enough.
The down two right into the back three, which is unclashable. Tries to put the arrow away, but Kitana Prime wakes up swinging, and again with the instant clash.
How? That was the first thing this entire life bar that was clashable. And Kitana Prime was ready, practically the same. But Rashid, he spent the farm. No bar for either of them. And there is going to be the ice arrow. No, he goes for the optimal, but he drops it.
Blocking the overhead and getting sniped out of the air. Rashid.
Everything is on the line here at the World Championships of Evolution, the largest open bracket on the planet catch-up. And here we go, couple matches left as we're going to Dab versus King Raj.
King Raj has been rocking that Firestorm pretty much since day one, you know, for better or worse. And then you've got Dab, who has always been such a fundamentally sound player. And Superman has kind of been that fundamental machine he has been rocking. There's that trip guard. Really does like to trip guard with that back two.
I had a talk with him right before this match, actually, long and out. He was saying that he was going back home to Superman. That's what he feels most comfortable with. Playing his style, which you just mentioned, is just pure spacing-oriented gameplay. Loves looking for whiffs and getting those punishes. He also says that he has Superman vortexes that we will not have seen before, and he wants to show us here.
Exactly. A lot of that involves kind of background interactions. The kind of cross-up jump 3 into the dive bomb. Normally dive bomb's the mix-up, but as far as Dab goes, it tends to be the jump in heavy that we can sometimes see. It's a wonderful start for Dab so far. I think if you're going to try and play that spacing game versus Firestorm, Superman's not a bad character, especially if you get the life lead.
Especially in this matchup, Superman is really one of the few that can aggravate Firestorm. We see it all the time on like War of the Gods. This is Tweety's pick for this matchup. And talking to Dab, he goes, yeah, I actually looked back on those, and with the dive bomb reset looking like the Injustice of old. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. I mean, you were saying, right, 4-3, back 3, unclashable, and wait, was that a combo? Wait a second.
Did he combo off of?
Stop me.
What? Forward 3, back 3?
I suppose so. I mean, King Raj kind of being the cool guy, which we know he has to be, and going for the clash, but that would have been a sick combo.
He could have just left it unclashable and cashed out, but he got greedy. I think just because of the health lead, he wanted to swag a little bit on us.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it would have done massive damage had King Raj for some reason not gone into the clash. Unfortunately now, not going to be his choice to make, and the standing 3 is going to finish the job. But I think we actually did.
Works, you're doing almost double the damage, sometimes even more if you have the trade cancel. But yeah, it's just his style of play, and this goes back to MKX, MK9, and Justice 1, where he's just so solidly fundamental in the characters that he chooses to play with, you know, going back to Jackson MKX, where it was very spacing-oriented, really big, good normals in space to play with. He's really whiff punish heavy, and off to an amazing start here. King Raj just really needs to get one hit and get things going. Dab's just been relentless, and that was a reset with that jump too, by the way.
He has so much timing on the Frost Breath. Most of the time when you watch Dab play Superman, you would think a combo is dropped by either a blocked standing laser or a jump in. you would almost think maybe he was too late on the combo. The goal there was not the combo. You're not really seeing the Frost Breath as a combo extension. It is a combo ender to guarantee a restand. That is how Dab approaches this character. Speaking of which, trip guard on the Molten Trap, and that is going to be the second round. Still in Dab's favor though, and very even on the meter.
I'm really curious the next time we see that same exact set around, if he goes for a jump 3, and if it'll cross up or not. There actually might be something there where he can mix up off of that neutral jump 2. Love snatching people out of the air, and that's actually his favorite thing to whiff punish with, is that back 2. Nope, keeps it in front, and he is just continuing to pressure. So even hit or miss, ready for anything in those situations.
And the icing on the cake is going to be that trait. You know, the second you block correctly and he gets that forward 2-3, the on hit would have been a full combo. On block, you can get the plus frames from the trait anyway. Oh, there we go. Interaction. Yes, overhead, no full combo because we're not in level 3 trait.
Yeah, and this is where it can get tricky for Firestorm. He doesn't have that you know, that level 3 trait where he can mix his way to death or simply do a lot of wagerless damage in that level 3 trait as well. But out of nowhere, all of a sudden, King Raj getting all the stray hits needed because right now Dab is sitting on full bar. Is this going to be too fast? And it is. We're back to full screen. And what's it going to be from King Raj? All he needs is one hit. Oh my goodness, this is going to force the way to go for the reset. And he used it, he's going to punish it.
The input shortcut, unfortunately for him, getting the wrong input. Dab going for the reactionary anti-air super, but way too fast. This could still be King Raj. Yes, full screen. Firestorm likes full screen.
Sure does, activating that, looking for any kind of hit.
Oh no! Oh, it's still not enough. It's still not enough.
Oh my goodness, down to the pixel. What's that gonna be? The Trailblazer
Didn't need to be taken.
Now, here's the thing. Because Dab's reactions are so good, it cost him. He reacted too fast to the jump in.
Yeah, definitely.
With the super, that's just super fast. And wow, recognizing the whiff. Very good reaction by Dab there as well, and getting a little cheeky with these dive bomb setups in the corner.
The dive bomb definitely wasn't for a cross up there. I think it was to try and bait an anti-air from King Raj, but King Raj didn't bite, and because of that, he's going to punish the dive bomb, putting him in a great situation. The 4-2 doesn't commit. Didn't quite believe in it, but here comes the full combo conversion. I think he tried to do the straight punch just in case, because in the corner, he has got some optimization. You guys saw a little stream. There's a mix.
Out of nowhere, that damage resets, and the bar of health just decimates off the screen.
Because it's a trait into a jump 3, standing 3, instant stun. Like, that is such an unscaled department of Superman
it's
damage.
Just cashed out immediately.
Now, we're not going to see health regen from King Raj, but we are going to see better projectiles, more combo potential. Oh, doesn't get the standing 3. Probably a little bit too far out of the corner.
Ooh, no commitment by King Raj. Had the combo sitting there ready for the kill. Oh my! Are you kidding me?
What was that? What is going on, Aquaman? This is the weirdest set I've seen all day.
This man held a back 3 so long that King Raj shimmied himself in the air. He back down into death.
He air dashed back into it after it was charged. So he spent one of his bars. He's going to take out the round.
He said, wait a minute, he's going to cancel us at some point with a 4 dash or something, and he's trying to read that, I guess? I don't know.
I know what he's up to. He's charging the forward 3. I must outsmart him. Ugh.
Just getting absolutely... Now here we go back into the corner. Dab, pressure is on. And this is scary. When Dab is just...
Did we forget that Superman trait armor breaks?
Taking it out of the game. 2 bars apiece here, so even... This is going to be a tough comeback here for King Raj. Comes up the bar.
Again.
Oh no!
That's both a crucial combo drop, but a wonderful recovery. Here comes the back 3, keep things unclashable. Dab, it may not be his choice to make. Finally gets the clash. We try and go for back 2 second launch, but it's not going to work. Dab needs this clash desperately. The question is, 3 or 4? Yeah, 2. We're going to keep 2 for the comeback. Okay.
Maybe saving it for a media burn cancel. Maybe they're saving it for some damage. Who knows at this point? We'll see what the gameplay is here for Dab. Coming one off the laser, gonna save one for a breath, I'm assuming. And oh my goodness!
Didn't commit to a forward 2, a little bit too late. He has activated the trait, which is going to give him a little bit of extra damage.
Very good reversal.
Oh my god, no, down 2!
And the punish on the back 2 as well. I look what King Raj went for there. One of the quickest reversals in the game is that Trailblazer, getting the straight hit, and now this is anyone's game. King Raj just needs the bar to extend, and then the breath is going to be it for Dab, taking a 2-1 lead now on King Raj. This is a...
How to block your Superman is to fight your Superman. How many times have King Raj and Dab fought before this tournament? Dab kind of had that 1-game advantage already because King Raj needed time to adapt to this playstyle.
I also just saw Dab walk back into a Molten Trap. That may be the first time I've ever seen that.
Ooh. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Molten Trap is active for so long.
And if you guys don't know King Raj has been consistent throughout the entirety of Injustice 2 up at NLBC and all those Northeast tournaments, doing really well, a couple top 8s.
Playing
at some of those events, yeah.
He was playing a lot of War of the Gods as well, right?
Yep.
Your own homegrown tournament series online.
Oh, and here we go, looking good. Here we're going blue in the corner already. What is the mix-up going to be? And baiting out the air escape, but didn't have the conversion afterwards. He knew, and he reacted accordingly. Just dropped the combo at the end, and that could have been the bar of health for Dab. And now that Superman has your back to the corner,
What a cross-up block, but the block on the Molten Trap doesn't go in for the meteor burn, probably expecting it to be somewhat of a mix-up. Spends the bar on the second. Would have been wonderful meteor calculation had he been a little bit closer for it to full combo.
this is going to put him with Inkyo. No, it's going to get it himself. 124. I half expected that to leave him with a pixel.
It kind of just mathematically just enough, but that's going to be match point for Dab. And just to remind you guys, this is to make it out of winners pool match. We do have a couple of matches of pools left to go, this being one of them. Whoever makes it out of the pool in winners, it's a wonderful comfort zone, especially at a tournament like EVO.
Yeah, coming up next, we got King versus Young Monster making it on the winner's side.
Oh my god.
Just absolutely savage, trying to mix up without the level 3. Was King Raj there just swinging his dad, taking his turn. No big deal, and his punishes got the wrong 3 right there. I think a max back that he could have converted, but I like that he's had consistent punishes on the dive bombs.
Exactly, because now he's getting more familiar. I think it's a mixture of things. The big one is that Dab is going for dive bombs that basically aren't mix-ups. He's going for them from so far away, there is no way they can cross up. So King Raj just needs to hold back, and then he can get a full combo punish.
There we go, going
Oh
blue.
my god!
And that was a perfect air escape, if you guys saw, from Dab to avoid the hit stun. Oh my goodness, everything launching with level 3 active. What mix-up's all it's gonna be, and the throw gonna send us to a game number 5 here.
Wonderfully played from King.
And this could be, if King Raj is able to clutch this out, this could be a staple performance for him, getting on the winner's side of EVO.
Yep, definitely. Good result.
So this one crossed up before it didn't.
Well, which way is it going to go? Using the hard knockdown and the background interaction to try and get another setup. The setup really has been Dab's bread and butter in this game. But speaking of setup, doesn't get the block on the cross up the low. What?
These guys are dishing their own. Why are raw forward and back threes working for Dab right now? I don't know. But these guys are giving themselves a taste of their own medicines with these quick resets here off the hit stuns.
Watch out for that meteor burn laser. We have seen that King Raj does kind of have the know-how. The instant laser can sometimes punish the airborne laser from Superman, but not going to work out there. Match point again for Dab. King Raj, what a mountain to climb. Tries to whip punish from the forward 2, but not quite.
Can Dab close out this time around, or does King Raj have another comeback in him? Does have a level 3, which as long as he gets the hit and quickly could reset this. And Dab, he's just playing so many mind games off of that hit stun of the breath. Like at any moment, he could have forward air dashed and possibly got the cross up with a jump 3 as well.
Definitely, and just kind of trying to take the plus frames on the on-hit jump in, but fights his way out the corner, but he's done so much damage before. Like King Raj, he's in such a bad spot right now. Yes, Dab hasn't really got any meter, but he's got trait, and trait meterless damage on this stage, the background bounce can still hurt. King Raj has to stay as far away as he can from the center of the screen.
Ooh. Big whiff there. Lucky Dab didn't come down with a normal for the punish, and we're going back to the corner where Superman is just a bully, but very good by King Raj. There wasn't much to stop Dab from doing a forward 2 there because he had the trait activated, so armor would have been a thing. It's a very good call up by Raj, thinking that he was going to forward 2 by that reason.
And Dab's going to go for those jump in 2s when he knows he can jail into a string, but if not, there's the mix. This could be it. Wonderful block on the cross-up. Push block to get out there, big interaction. So much chip, and that could be a full combo punish. The air escape's the last lifeline, but he can't get out. This has to be game over.
And
there it is.
With the 3-2 over King Raj. What a performance by King Raj.